I can't sit here and tell you that I wish women just view me as a fucking stud. I'm not a fucking horse. Okay,
I don't mind. A lot of guys watching this won't mind either. Honestly, I don't. What is this guy complaining about? I think he's just trying to help guys feel better about themselves. Oh, do you know what? Fuck the gym. I can't bother to train. I just, my mum says I'm beautiful just the way I am, or I should just be myself. That's what Sally, my best friend, told me. I should just be myself and forget being like these meatheads in the gym. I just want a girl to like me for me. And then they'll watch this video and they'll be like, yeah, exactly, yeah. AMS is right. Yeah, fuck Chad. I don't want to be like Chad and Tyrone. I'm just gonna do nothing all day and just pick up women on the street. Yo, what's happening, brothers? It's your boy JP, back with another one. Today I've got a special one for you. I'm going to be reacting to the man himself, AMS, Alpha Male Strategies. So he's got an interesting video that I came across called Chad and Tyrone Ain't All That. The reason I wanna do a reaction to this video is because I believe he should be encouraging guys to become Chad and Tyrone. Like, anyone can do it, honestly. It doesn't matter where you're starting from, whether you're short, whether you're tall. You can looks max and gym max. You can become Chad and Tyrone. Like, that's my story. Like, I was nowhere near that level, and I feel like, even though some people might call me a Tyrone, but I have definitely taken on the avatar to the point where women accuse me of being a fuckboy. They have trust issues because they feel like I'm that kind of guy. So yeah, that's my current challenge now, is just getting that romantic connection, building that trust. But I'd rather be in a Chad Tyrone stereotype than be that nerdy nice guy that always gets run over. Yeah. So the reason I wanted to post this video is that I feel like he's helping guys to cope. He should be encouraging guys. And that was his message before. That's how I came across. His thing was go to the gym, train, build yourself up. Yeah. So I just want to react to this. So anyway, without much further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to be breaking this down. I'm going to do 1.25 speed, and yeah, let's get straight into it.
What's up, fellas? So I had a loyal patron supporter that wanted to know how to know if you're Chad or Tyrone. Okay, well, first of all, let's break down what's a Chad or Tyrone. Okay, guys, basically, fuck what you heard. A Chad or a Tyrone is the good dick man. Another word for dirt dick Rodney. That's what a Chad or Tyrone is. All right. I know a lot of you guys think Chad or Tyrone is the pretty boy and all this and other bullshit, and he can be, but really, guys, a Chad or Tyrone is the good dick man. Now, I don't know if you want to really be a Chad or a Tyrone. I know it sounds good, but it really says a lot about you if you're considered a Chad or a Tyrone. Okay? Because women put men into categories, guys. Understand that. You got the friend zone, which means that you have no sex appeal to that woman. That don't mean you don't have a sex appeal. Everything I talk about, guys, is subjective, right? So to that woman, you have no sex appeal. Okay? Boyfriend, potential boyfriend. Okay? I won't say boyfriend, I say potential boyfriend. And then you have the good dick guy. All right? This will be the Chad or Tyrone.
All right, I'm going to pause it there. So number one, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that Chad and Tyrone, these are the guys that are just selected by women. Like, they don't need to learn game, they don't need to learn nothing. Like, they go to a club and before you know it, there's about 2 or 3 girls hovering around them, and they just have that they have the natural looks, they have the natural charm, the natural body language, which is just desirable by women. And one of these guys growing up, yeah? You definitely know. And they might not necessarily be that good dick guy or whatever. They're just like hot and sexy guys that women naturally want, yeah? So if you were ever playing, I don't know, let's say back in the day, you're playing Kiss Chase or whatever games you're playing, these are the guys that the women want to pair up with. So that's my definition anyway. Maybe Kiss Chase is a bit of a weird example from back in the day, but basically these are the kids, the hot women now, a lot of times when they grew up hot, they've always been hot. Same thing with the guys. So yeah, that's my number one thing. And you can already tell that he's kind of downplaying what a Chad and Tyrone is, as if they're only good for one thing. Whereas, a lot of these guys are hugely successful, which we'll get into further into this clip.
Now, the Chad or Tyrone, the reason they get put in this category is because they don't have the qualities of being a potential boyfriend. Now, why is that? Why would a woman label dude the good dick guy, but not put him in the potential of a boyfriend? Usually, guys, a lot of these Chad and Tyrone guys, they usually, a lot of the times, they not really on their purpose. Let's just say it like that. They're not focused individuals.
Unless they're actors and NBA players and basketball players and footballers. You could call David Beckham a Chad, maybe, or Brad Pitt, or Idris Elba. Well, maybe you could call him a Tyrone, or Trey Songz, or Chris Brown. And these guys are hugely successful and on their purpose. Stop downplaying, like, there's nothing wrong with it. And the thing is, even if you're a Chad Tyrone, you're not on your purpose, what happens when you do get on your purpose? It's game over. So, you know, I don't agree with trying to downplay. I mean, you're hearing a guy who looks like a Tyrone saying Tyrone's ain't all that because he's on his purpose. Before he wasn't on his purpose and he was a Tyrone. Now he's on his purpose. Now he's on another level. So, you know, you guys need to, you know, you need to max out everything. That's all I'm saying. Like, max out purpose, max out looks, game, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, like, and don't look at Chad and Tyrone as unattainable and you're envious. Like, you can be that guy. It's honestly possible. Like, don't feel like, oh, you know, oh, defeatist mindset, like, I'll never look like that guy. You can look like that guy. It might take a couple of years, but it'll be worth it. I'm telling you, from personal experience.
Maybe they have the sex appeal, and maybe they have the reputation for having good dick. See, because guys, that weighs heavy into this, Chad or Tyrone. A lot of this is reputation. Okay? Women fucking run their fucking mouth. I'm gonna just tell you that shit right now. If you met a girl in the club and you put it down on her, all right, well, she's orgasming all night and y'all just went all night, please believe that bitch gonna tell every goddamn girl she know. If you got a girlfriend right now, if you watching this and you got a girlfriend right now, or probably even women in your rotation, oh, definitely women in your rotation. What the fuck am I talking about? Probably. Them girls know how big you is, how good in bed you is, how long you last. Them women know everything about your fucking sex life. Women run their fucking mouth. Good or bad, they run their fucking mouth. So when they run their fucking mouth, and if you're not a guy and you never got this, just because you don't have the reputation of being a great sex partner, but what you'll have is you'll have a lot of women throwing you pussy just like you fucking a celebrity. That's what you'll get. You'll get a lot of women pushing up on you when you're the good dick guy. A lot of times, though, this guy don't have much outside of that. For all you guys, the difference between becoming a Chad or a Tyrone and becoming a one-night stand is that right there. Women running their fucking mouth. So if you're a guy that have a lot of one-night stands, what it is you have the sex appeal, and understand what's in sex appeal, guys. That's
I don't know, I guess he's talking from his experiences. I can only talk from mine, but from my experiences, maybe British women are different to, you know, maybe hood New York women. English women, I find, you know, maybe you can disagree in the comments. They generally don't want to put themselves out there as, you know, as getting fucked or slutty or anything like that. You know, generally a lot of the women that I know of, unless they don't tell me, they're almost, you know, they'd rather be seen as you're building something versus, oh, we're just fucking, his dick is so good, you should try his dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the sluttiest women I know aren't really trying to share me after they get to know me. Maybe at the start, you know, I might do something freaky with them, but, you know, after we build, like, they have a little bit of a connection or they feel something, like, they ain't trying to, the jealousy just goes up. So I can't relate to that, but, you know, and again, he's just trying to point, you know, Chad and Tyrone are just good for sex, like, you know, whereas, you know, for me, it's more of a case of, you know, looks and the charisma and the stature and the high sexual market value, which is the main thing. So yeah, like, I'm just saying, don't get put off by, you know, that's what you should be. Every man should aspire to be like that. Even if you're short, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can still be an alpha, you know, short guy, it doesn't matter. Or if you're from any ethnicity which you think is less alpha than others. I know there's some people, it might sound controversial. Some people, you know, go into that certain ethnicities have it harder. No excuse, you can still make it happen.
the charisma, that's the physical attraction, that's all that shit. That's the swagger, that's all that. That's when I say sex appeal, I'm just rounding all that. Sex appeal is just not your body, it's everything. It's the swagger, it's the confidence, it's everything, all right? The talk game, everything. All that's in the whole spectrum is sex appeal. What happens is, if you have a lot of one-night stands, what happens is, you have the sex appeal, but you don't have the reputation of getting a good dick. In other words, that one-night stand you had it been good sex, you would have got a repeat. You would have got a continuation if it was good. See, that's what happens when you do something and it's not good, people don't come back. As a business person, one thing you always learn real quick is that without people coming back, you don't have much of a business. You gotta have people coming back. You need customers coming back. And that's the thing with the dirt. Now, the one thing about, if you have a lot of one night stands and you dirty, Chad or Tyrone, both of them are the same thing. You don't have boyfriend qualities. Women punish men who have boyfriend qualities. So as a lot of you guys are now on your purpose, one thing that you'll keep noticing is that a lot of women, some of the women will make you wait a little longer. And it's not because they think you're a beta male, none of this other bullshit. They classify you, they put you in the category of potential boyfriend. So they want you to respect them. Women only sleep with guys on the first date or things like that, or just call you over for sex, of guys that they don't value you as looking at them as girlfriend material. They don't care what you think about them. And when a girl looks at you as a potential boyfriend or potential husband, she wants you to respect her, so she'll make you wait longer. This is why a woman that go sleep with a Leonardo DiCaprio or Drake on the first, because they already know that's not gonna happen with them. So what's the point? It's not gonna happen with them. First of all, they're not gonna wait like that. And second of all, you think a girl that met Drake on at the concert thinks that, oh, I can make him my boyfriend? No, she knows. She knows he's gonna be in another town next week. So it's no point. So women punish men who they think as somebody who's got potential for a boyfriend. And for all you guys that want to just have.
All right. So I actually agree with this somewhat. That yeah, if a girl sees you as boyfriend potential, yes, she will likely make you wait longer. But still, even if you go to, have sex fast and you still have a good vibe, then you can always build that. And for me, I'd recommend for everyone always to go for the faster route if possible, as fast as possible. Alternatively, it's a case-by-case basis. You might have to take it slow on some others who, maybe if you're willing to put that, it's up to you. Like me personally, I'm not willing, if a woman's trying to slow it down, I'd rather go to the next one. It just makes life easier for me. But, sometimes you have to take it case-by-case basis. Although I do kind of suggest having a template, a certain pattern that you follow that just makes life easier, that doesn't require you to invest too much. And if a woman really isn't playing ball, then you can always just keep it moving to the next one versus just chasing shadows, which is an absolute worst nightmare.
Bang a whole bunch of bitches and that's it, and didn't really care about, having rotations and shit like that. The best thing you could do is increase your sex appeal. And when I say sex appeal, I mean just your swagger, the way you look and shit like that. You could have been sleeping on your motherfucking mama couch, had a goddamn dime. But if you was a dude that had that sex appeal, you'd have a lot of women that want to sleep with you. I noticed that when I was in the fucking basement. That just by increasing my body, even though I still live in the basement, I had a lot of girls that would sleep with me on the first date. And then as I got on my fucking purpose, I started noticing that some of the girls would make me wait longer. That's because now I got potential.
Yes, I see this as well. Sometimes when I bring, if I pick a girl up in the Benz and I bring her to this like nice apartment, this nice area, girls are acting longer than when I used to live with my friend, and I used to be just a roommate with my friend in the spare room. Think women are taking the things a lot slower these days, which I suppose is a good sign. Can be frustrating, but you can see AMS says he worked on his body. He had nothing, living in his mum's base or in a basement, and just worked on his body, increased his sexual market value. And yeah, he actually says he was a Tyrone because he was having a lot of chicks, one night stands. So he admits it himself that he was a Tyrone, and he enjoyed the spoils of this. So if you're watching this and you're an incel or you're struggling, he's just laid out what worked for him. Even though he didn't have any status, no money, he had the looks. So well worth the investment if you're putting the time into that. And obviously he touched on the charisma in game and the talk and the mouthpiece and all of this and that. But the looks are also very, very important.
Okay, so the Chad and Tyrone guys are basically the good dick guys. They are not guys that women look at as somebody that I potentially could make my fucking boyfriend. Now, I don't know if you guys want to be in that category. It sounds glamorous, but it says a lot about you that a woman think that that's all you good for. Now, another thing, guys, that's a gift. Guys, we all are born with gifts. The guys that are super good in bed and stuff like this and blessed by Mother Nature and all this other shit like that, guys, you can always improve your sex game. Just like I tell you guys, doing the self-improvement would improve your charisma and all this other shit. And you can improve pretty much anything if you work hard enough at it. But a lot of these guys, they ain't took no sex ed classes and shit like that. A lot of these motherfuckers just were blessed to be good sexually. Bottom fucking line. Eddie Murphy ain't took no comedy classes. You know, you just born with the gift that God give you. So yes, I don't want to discourage some of you guys that may not be great in bed, but a lot of times some of you guys will never be. Some of you now you can be good enough to get a lot of one night stands. It's just that a lot of bitches gonna see your ass suck in bed, and you ain't gonna get a lot of women that's gonna come back. I give you that. But to be the Chad or Tyrone guy is the guy that's got that reputation that he puts it down in the bedroom. He's developed that fucking reputation. So you're gonna need that sex appeal, and you're gonna have to be fucking real good in fucking bed. Okay, guys, that's the only way you become a Chad or a fucking Tyrone. Quite frankly, I don't give a fuck about being a Chad or Tyrone.
And that's a good point. And I was listening. What book was I reading? I was reading the Ultimate Open Relationships Manual by Black Dragon, and he had a very good point in that book. And he's like, every time, if you want a woman to lock in and enter your rotation, every time she comes over, she must orgasm at least once, every time. And if she doesn't, then she might not enter the rotation. So yeah, he's talking about dick and, you know, good sex game, and yeah, very important. And me, I pride myself on that personally. I'm trying to improve. I'm always listening to feedback. And even a recent encounter, you know, I'm not sure she's going to be in the rotation anymore because she found out about all of this stuff. But generally, yeah, every time she came over, she's coming at least once. But she was even demanding more. She was like, I want more. And, you know, part of me was like, can't you be grateful with one? But then again, you know, you got to rise to the challenge, and it just forces you to up your game. So, you know, any guy watching this, just be totally open. Any woman that you're sleeping with, just ask her what she wants. What does she like? How can I do this better? How can I do that better? And just be humble. Like, you know, I know a lot of improvements, like ways for me to improve. I mean, when I was with my ex, you know, yeah, like I got very comfortable. I knew exactly what words I could push this button. But you know, having that ability with all new women is something that you must master, and I'm working on that myself. To the point where even just stamina, just understanding, you know, when to level things up, you know, verbals, body language, and sometimes, you know, not like I'm an sex expert or anything like that. Like I'm just a fitness guy, but when you're into it, it makes sex a lot better. And sometimes you just have to force that in your mind. Of, you know, you're just really into it and you're just, you know, just really in the zone versus, you know, you're just trying to search for a nut, or you're just trying to get her to have a nut. Like once you're actually passion, and, you know, that works for her a ton. But yeah, this is just from the fitness guy. Anyway, let's get back into it.
I don't want to be labeled my whole fucking life as a fucking just a stud. That's any of y'all guys don't know what a fucking stud is. That means that this motherfucker is only good for fucking. I don't know if that sounds so great to y'all, but it don't sound that fucking great to me. I actually, and let me. And
do you know what? A stud, I think it's like I think the term stud comes from mating of dogs. Obviously, you got bitches and you got the studs, and the studs are there just to impregnate the bitches to have the best offspring. And he's saying that don't sound great. He doesn't understand there are a bunch of incels and guys struggling who are watching this. Of course that is great. Don't listen to him. He's probably bored. He's a grown man. I think he might be over 40. He's tired, you know, and obviously his audience might be similar age, but, you know, there's a lot of guys, if you're sexually frustrated, like, he's proper downplaying it. I don't understand. That's a dream. Like, oh, you just want it for sex. Like, a lot of guys are not anywhere near that level. So for him to say that, I was just scratching my head, I'm not gonna lie.
Let me put something else out there, guys. I'm actually in a part of my life to where I value rotations more than any fucking thing. All right, I don't really care about banging a whole bunch of chicks through the year and shit no more like that, because it's too much fucking work. All right, I'd rather be working on my purpose and shit like that.
He's an older grown man, you know, he's tired of that. And rotations are great. Like I prefer a balance of rotations. So, you know, on a 7-day period, if I've got a rotation of 3 or even 4, I'm happy to see all of them in a week. And then I've got 3 other days where I try and see 2 new ones, and then I'll rest 1 day. That's good for me. Sometimes it's good to rest, you know, let the body recover, you know, get yourself a bit more. Because, you know, sometimes too much sex, you know, obviously it's about having a high sex drive as well, but sometimes too much, you know, your sexual performance might dip a little bit in terms of just the excitement of pussy, basically, if you're having, you know, excess amounts. I suppose it's me, maybe, you know, being in a 3.5-year relationship, you know, you kind of get into the routine of having sex maybe 3 to 4 times a week, and now it's, you know, when it's up to like double or 6 times, whatever. You know, it takes a bit to get used to. But yeah, long story short, yeah, I don't know why this guy's trying to downplay having sex, being wanted for sex as a desired, as a bad thing. Like, you know, some guys, I see some guys on Facebook and talk about guys like this as the top 10% and like, oh, it's impossible, it's over, this and that. Whereas this video should be like encouraging you, oh, this is where I was, this is how you can do it. And that's what I'm about on this channel. It's max theory. We're maxing out everything 2021 and beyond. So, you know, I'm here to tell you the opposite. Being perceived as a Chad or Tyrone is fantastic, and you can do it too.
But he wanted to know how to know if you're a Chad or a Tyrone. Well, it's quite simple, guys. Women don't require nothing else from you. Women will literally call you just for dick. Like, they don't.
True. I haven't taken a guy on a date in a long time. Literally, a lot of these chicks, especially the ones in the rotation, I'm not even hollering them. They're just hollering me. When am I free? Oh, I can do this, I can't do this. And honestly, it's not even anything. I'm not playing games. Half the time I'm busy with my work. Half the time I'm seeing someone else. So it's just a case of fitting them in. And you know, whoever texts me at the right time, they win for the night. I know it sounds mad. I feel like a bit of a slut, but it's like, yo, I'll just hit my phone. Oh, you want to come? Okay, yeah, cool, come through. Like, literally, honestly. And I'm just putting work into the new ones, basically. And even then, I get a bit lazy with that. So I'm trying to up that, build that romantic connection. That's the next stage of me developing in terms of this journey of being the ultimate maxed out guy.
They don't want to talk to you on the phone. A lot of Chads and Tyrones, a lot of the women don't even like them, they personality-wise. A lot of the Chad or Tyrones, a lot of the women prefer them to shut the fuck up. That they only use for one fucking thing. And to be fair, we men put women in categories too. We do this fucking shit too. All right?
That's mad. I can't, me personally, I don't think women love sex that much to the point where they don't actually like you as a person. I think that's, if he's talking from personal experience, I think he's downplaying himself because he's a funny guy. He's a comedian. I doubt, you know, and why would you as a man, you know, unless you're desperate, you know, if you hate that person's company. I mean, there's women, if they annoy me, I don't care how good the pussy is, I'd rather skip, honestly. If I can't stand being with them, because think of it, how long does, you know, sex last? If we're talking about an hour, which is, you know, a solid session for an hour, you know, she comes over, you know, you're gonna sit, talk, maybe watch a movie, or even afterwards, like aftercare. So, you know, I think he's downplaying that bit, like, quite a lot. Like, I know me personally, all my rotation, we get on somewhat, you know, not necessarily, but I know, but they like me for me, my personality and everything else. And I'm sure if they didn't, they wouldn't be hanging around. But that's my experience. He's talking from his own experience, but I'm just giving you a kind of polar view of the situation.
This bitch is rotation material, and this bitch is only for one fuck material, and this bitch is for continuous fucking material. We do the fucking same. We men, our friend zone is when a bitch is fucking acting crazy and shit, but we don't really put a bitch in the friend zone as somebody I want to talk and don't want to fuck. We don't really go that route. Our friend zone is when a bitch is disqualified from into the rotation. She's been fucking downgraded. That's what I call my friend zone. All right, that means that I pretty much done gave up on your ass. You only good for fucking at this point. That's my friend zone. But we men, we do the fucking same thing, guys. All right, and so that's basically what a Chad or Tyrone is, guys. A woman will just hit you up and you.
And not that I want to disagree with everything that this guy's saying. I mean, he's older, probably has a ton more experience than me. But the way I see the friend zone as a guy is if you take away the emotional connection. Like, if you take away anything, like, you know, you stop her from staying over, you don't go on dates, you're just literally friends with benefits. You know, for me, that's the friend zone. The sex is still there. Yeah, it's just like minus, you know, how you treat. For me, a girlfriend is a friend. Like, a girlfriend, someone you care for, is a friend because you share your inner feelings and you go out and enjoy good times and you have sex as well. Whereas a fuck buddy or a friend with benefits is just the sex and you keep everything minimal. No texting, no pillow talk, none of that. So for me, that's the friend zone.
Only good for fucking dick. That's it. This is different than an alpha male. Just for y'all guys to understand. I consider like the Chad or Tyrone like the fucking stud. What I consider an alpha male, I consider an alpha male as somebody a woman would put in the potential boyfriend category.
Wow. Now, I thought this guy, you know, I really respect AMS, but, you know, that's a very interesting thing to hear him say from a red pill minded coach, because I don't really associate that, but red pill coaches associate, you know, women wanting to settle down with the beta male, with the soft guy provider, you know, or they'll get over alpha and then they will go through a period of betaization, so turn them into a beta male. So it's just interesting for him to say that. So it's a bit confusing, you know, but yeah, again, just want to give another perspective to this. And, you know, I enjoy making content based on what other people say. You know, you can come up with different flavors based on, you know, what people are saying and different ideas. I'm just breaking it down and giving you my fitness angle, even though he is a trainer himself.
Chad Tyrone, he just good for dick. A lot of these guys, a lot of times guys, some of them be immature, some of them are not on their purpose, but for whatever reason, he's only good for 6. All right, that's what a Chad or a Tyrone is. So if you ain't getting a woman to hit you up just for sex, then you're not a Chad or Tyrone. All right, and another thing you'll know when you're a Chad or Tyrone is that you'll have a lot of repeats. You'll have a lot of repeats. You don't get that even as an alpha male. What you'll have is women will feel like they need something else. If it ain't no more than just some of your non-sexual attention or something, you need to take them out or something like this. Chad or Tyrone don't gotta do none of that shit. Like I tell you guys, I don't know if that's a good thing. I can't sit up here and tell you if that's a good thing.
Very good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I can't sit up here and tell you that I wish women just view me as a fucking stud. I'm not a fucking horse. Okay,
I don't mind. A lot of guys watching this won't mind either. Honestly, I don't. What is this guy complaining about? I think he's just trying to help guys feel better about themselves. Oh, do you know what? Fuck the gym. I can't bother to train. I just, you know, my mum says I'm beautiful just the way I am, or you know, I should just be myself. That's what Sally, my best friend, told me. I should just be myself, and you know, forget being like these meatheads in the gym. You know, I just want a girl to like me for me. And then they'll watch this video and they'll be like, yeah, exactly, yeah, MS is right. Yeah, fuck Chad. I don't want to be like Chad and Tyrone. I'm just gonna do nothing all day and just pick up women on the street and cold approach strangers and forget improving myself. And then, you know, maybe 6 months later, they're joining these black pill and red pill forums talking about, you know, bitches are sluts and fuck these bitches, and they end up MGTOW. Well done, AMS. You just created a whole ton of, you know, MGTOW guys based on this video. They're just gonna watch this, end up confused and lost. Well, not watch this video, watch your video, end up confused and lost, and end up MGTOW. And that's men going their own way. So guys that are so frustrated with women that they just forget about women altogether, they resort to escorts, prostitution, sex dolls, masturbation, and just angry rage against women. So these are the same guys. Actually, there was a stage I was fucking a porn star. We was actually close. She was actually my friend. We're not friends anymore for some reason or another. But she used to tell me guys would watch her porn and then DM her in her DMs about they wanted to catch AIDS and die. So she was getting cyberbullied a ton, and a ton of these were like Muslim MGTOW guys, because she was a Asian Muslim woman, and she was, you know, her porn speciality was BBC action. Hence I suppose that's why she liked me. But yeah, like, you're raising a lot of these guys, AMS, man. Just tell these guys the truth. Do another video. I want you to do another video of why being a Tyrone was amazing at the time you were in, and how you became a Tyrone, and also, you know, life, you know, now you're being a Tyrone on his purpose. Because as I said, Chadders and Tyrones are everywhere. Every time you see a magazine, the guy on the front is a Chad or Tyrone, or they weren't maybe before, but they developed themselves into be that. Every time you see Instagram, the guys with 1 million followers, a guy with 500,000 followers, all the likes are Chads and Tyrones for the most part. So these guys are successful as well. Like, you know, they are very successful, and they're driven, and they're on their purpose.
I'm glad women like my personality, and I'm glad that women see potential in me, because that means that I have potential. I don't want women just look at me, oh, he's just a fucking stud. Okay, I know it sounds good on the front end, oh, you just get to do a lot of fucking and shit like that, but it also just says a lot about you on the back end. All right, guys. All right, I'll get back with you.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, I guess I covered everything I wanted to in this video. But yeah, my message for this is kind of disregard. I'd say disregard this video. If anything, what you should take from this video is, you know, what life can be like as a Tyrone and a Chad, because he's telling you what life was like. Like, oh, life was so bad, you know, I had no money, but because I was good looking and I worked on my body, girls just wanted to fuck, they just wanted to call me and even want dates. They just wanted to come and fuck, and they, you know, even if I didn't have to care about, like, they don't care about personality, they just wanted to fuck. It's so mad, like, honestly, can you believe it? Like, this is what looks maxing and gym maxing gets you, because he is a PT and he's a tall guy, good looking, Obviously he grooms himself. You can see how he, you know, does his hair, does his beard. Actually, someone in Facebook tried to call me a young AMS, actually, which I did appreciate. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hate on that. But yeah, like, you know, you just, you know, don't listen to exactly what he's saying. Listen to the double, like, hidden meanings to what he's saying. Basically, as I said, he's getting these girls that are just calling for sex. They don't want dates. They don't even care about his personality. So he doesn't have to talk to them. And he doesn't need any money. Like, what else could you want? And this almost destroys, you know, the kind of red pill mindset in terms of getting women, because he's saying, you know, this is more black pill if anything. Not to really get into pills, but, you know, it just crossed my mind now, because he's saying the money and status made women act slower. Yeah, so if you're an incel and you're looking at pills, you know, clearly the money and status, and I experienced this myself, like, you know, money and status help in terms of logistics. Oh, you live by yourself, you drive, this and that. But, you know, in terms of getting to sex quicker, you know, okay, it cut out there, but basically the point I was saying is, yeah, so his video, he's talking about, you know, he developed his purpose and making money and being successful, and now women take it slower. So yeah, so he's saying before that it was only his looks, you know, didn't need the money and status. And yeah, and women were just calling him for sex. Obviously he talks about charisma in game and personality as well, so weave them in. But I mean, again, he was even downplaying the personality. He was saying it was just his looks. Women didn't even like how he spoke and or his personality, and they still just wanted sex of him, and they were kept on coming back. Yeah, so again, maybe he's throwing, you know, red pill and game, you know, saying they're not really so important if you just want sex. So, you know, that's why, you know, I say a lot of incels need to read this. You know, if you're struggling with women, work on the looks. You know, nothing wrong with working on the personality in game and understanding women as well, but the looks are just going to take you so much further. Yeah, and I'm here for you. I'm here for you guys. Yeah, so first thing I want you to do, download my free book, The Alpha Male Body Blueprint. Yeah, and that's going to give you the whole, it's an easy book to read. You're going to finish reading it in about an hour. Yeah, and use those tips and start getting to work straight away on improving your looks. Yeah, in Gym Max, and then come back to me, and then we'll talk about improving your looks, fashion and grooming, everything like that. Yeah, so yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned some stuff as well. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the next one.